No, I can see that. Yeah.
Good evening and welcome parents, family, friends, members of the community, Park Ridge faculty, Dr. Gamper, and members of the Board of Education. We are here to recognize the class of 2022 at this, the 110th commencement exercise of Park Ridge High School. At this time, I ask that you all rise and remove your hats to salute our flag and remain standing to honor our country with the playing of America and the Star-Spangled Banner. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, Mr. Diamiti and the middle and high school concert bands. At this time, I would like to draw your attention to the high school concert choir under the direction of Miss Hannah Park for a song titled "You've Got a Friend" by Carole King.
When you're down and troubled, and you need a helping hand, and nothing is going right. Close your eyes and think of me, and soon I will be there. Brighten up even your darkest night. Just call out my name, and you know wherever I am, I'll come running to see you again. Winter, spring, summer, or fall, all you gotta do is call, and I'll be there, yes I will. You got a friend. If the sky above you should turn dark and full of clouds, and that old north wind should begin to blow, keep your head together and call my name out loud. Soon I'll be knocking upon your door. You just call out my name, and you know wherever I am, I'll come running to see you again. Winter, spring, summer, or fall, all you gotta do is call, and I'll be there, yes I will. Ain't it good to know that you got a friend when people can be so cold? They'll hurt you and desert you. Don't you let them. You just call out my name, and you know wherever I am, I'll come running to see you again. Winter, spring, summer, or fall. Winter, spring, summer, or fall.
Thank you, Ms. Park and the concert choir.
I'll ride with the horses, I'll swim through the sea, I'll climb to the mountain tops, won't you come follow me?
Take time to notice all that I see. And after I come so far, you know where I'll be.
Fly away, fly away home. I'll fly away, fly away home. The life is a vision, that's how it should be. The world is a canvas, and the choices are free. At the end of the journey, when all is complete, they'll wonder where I've gone, 'cause you know where I'll be. I'll fly away, fly away home. I'll fly away, fly away home. Our dreams last forever, for all that we know. The roads come together, and that's where we'll go. Fly away, fly away home. Fly away, fly away home. Fly away home. Fly away, fly away.
Once again, thank you, Ms. Park and the concert choir. Excellent job. I now have the honor of introducing to you the valedictorian of the class of 2022. She has attained this honor by achieving the highest grade point average of the class members sitting before you. At this time, I would like to invite Ms. Ashley DeGeorge to the podium.
So imagine you walk into a class on the very first day of school, and the first thing that the teacher asks you is, would you ever lie to me? Now, how do you answer that question? You can't say no, because then it just seems like you're lying already. But you also can't say yes, because that's just openly admitting you should never trust anything you say. I, of course, went with the worst of both worlds and sarcastically said never, which awkwardly combines all the "of course I lie" of yes with all the "I'm so dishonest that I won't even admit it" of no. The thing is, though, most of us do lie all the time. And I'm not talking about little white lies to make others feel better. I'm talking about elaborate, prolonged lies about who we are. Not necessarily in what we say, but in what we do. In how we play a character that we think others would like more than the person we actually are. It's the scariest thing, showing your true self. Because when you put on an act, nothing anyone says can touch you. Neither compliments nor criticisms mean anything, because neither is commenting on who you actually are. Up until the 10th grade, I had a completely put on character of the quiet, shy girl who sought perfection. That character would never speak in class, even though I wanted to. And I was afraid of unfamiliar situations because it was hard to convincingly keep up this character if I didn't know how she would act. And then I took Intro to Art, and I was absolutely terrible at it, but it was the most fun I'd had in a long time. I was forced to stop trying to be perfect, to stop being that character. And that's when I was able to learn to laugh at myself and enjoy mistakes for what they create. It's where I made two of my best friends. I've been in theater since the 7th grade and never once was afraid of the stage. But I was terrified at the prospect of standing here today because there's no character to hide behind. There are no pre-written lines that someone else wrote for you to read. But there's something incredibly freeing about being honest with the world. And sure, maybe not everyone will like you. Maybe not even most people. But it means far more to have just a few people know and like the person that you actually are than to have everyone like someone that you're not. Of course, it's a risk to show your true self. Of course, it's safer to hide behind the mask of a character. But if I hadn't taken that risk, if I had continued to play that character, I never would have put on a musical in the theater with my best friend for an English project. I never would have joined the golf team despite having no experience whatsoever and knowing only one other person. I never would have FaceTimed my calculus class to tell them about a cool balloon I'd gotten at Disney World, or worn matching pajamas to school with my friends on random days, or had a marshmallow fight with my math teacher. I would rather be the girl who awkwardly says never than the girl who says nothing at all. In the spring musical this year, my character spoke at the graduation, and she quoted William Shakespeare. Of all the thousands of lines that he wrote, the one that she chose to quote speaks volumes to me. It says in 6 words what it took me 15 years to learn. To thine own self be true. Thank you.
Thank you, Ashley. It is now with pleasure that I introduce to you our class salutatorian, who achieved this honor by having the 2nd highest grade point average in the class of 2022. Let me introduce to you Miss Sabrina Sheridan.
I would like to start off by thanking the members of this school and community who have made these past 4 years of high school as successful as they were for the class of 2022. Thank you to Dr. Gamper, Mr. Letterman, Mr. Tashian, the faculty, and the Board of Education for spending so much time and effort on the students in our school. But most of all, I want to thank the class of 2022 for all that they have done for myself and this school. This small school that gives back all that we put into it. Throughout my life, I've heard people say some not so good things about going to a small school. Sure, we basically all remember everything about each other since the 1st grade, from the gingerbread plays to learning how to kind of play hot cross buns on the recorder to the now embarrassing 6th grade talent show. In truth, though, going to a small school has offered each and every one of us a surplus of opportunities. At a big school, you are pressured to find a concentration and decide what your one thing is. However, Here in a small school, you have the chance to spread yourself out across an ocean of activities. A small school has to fill up the same sports and activities that a big school has, but with a smaller number of students. That leads to such a great opportunity for well-roundedness. You just have to be willing to take the leap. This became clear to me when I attended Drum Major Academy over this last summer. I met tons of other drum majors from around the country, most of whom had hundreds of kids in their marching bands. For me, I had to go around saying I had 40 members in my band, and that was with rounding. However, these other drum majors really did nothing else in their schools. Marching band was their life, all year round, and left no time to do any other activity. It really brought the perks of our small school to light. I don't know who remembers me as a little kid, but I was shy, apprehensive, anxious of change, nervous about trying new things, and afraid of not being perfect. This small school helped me to break free of this damaging mindset. At Park Ridge High School, I have gotten to form intimate connections with my teachers and coaches without feeling as though I was competing with others for their support. Mr. Awas dedicated much of his time to ensuring my well-being during the busiest season of my life, with the balancing of varsity tennis, marching band, college applications, and 5 AP classes. Mr. Papalizio did the same, always being supportive of my other pursuits during the busy marching band season. Mr. Farrell never missed one of my races, or anybody else's for that matter, always sprinting across the infield to call out reminders of form and splits. It is coaches and teachers like these that made me feel comfortable and supported when taking my leap. But it's not just my leap. We all took that leap together, as we always have over the years. We've all depended on each other to keep ourselves airbound. Whether that be fighting for our football state championships, pushing to win our first ever state sectional championship in cross country, or surviving our stressful AP classes, we have all been there for each other in our leap. For example, I'm pretty sure I texted Carrie this year asking for help with AP French homework. She's in Spanish 1. And honestly, I wish your phone could show you how many hours you've spent texting one person, because it would be an embarrassing amount with Kaylee after how many moments of panic we've had together at 11 p.m. The members in this class of 2022 have all been through this stuff, struggling to get through this and that while hand in hand and shoulder to shoulder. But we've never been alone. There have always been people to steady us while we're shaky and people there to stop us from falling. Thank you to Mikey DeMar for being there to listen to me during my periods of high stress, and thank you to Harry for coming in during those moments to distract me and take me out of it. Thank you to my mom for staying up all hours of the night with me, standing by me in my most difficult moments. Thank you to my dad for the amount of time he spent not only attending nearly all of my sporting events, but also driving to them and screaming his heart out. Thank you to my sisters. Sydney for her endless stream of positivity, Kayla for her countless hugs, and Caroline for our memories together of pure fun. I'm sure I speak for all of the class sitting before me when I say thank you to all of you listening today. The fact that we not only have you, but also each other, the class we've been with since the age of 5, is why I know that we will, without a doubt, be able to face any feelings of nervousness, sadness, or fear that we may have towards the unknown. Remember, we've faced a lot of unknowns together. Our first day of kindergarten, our first basketball game, our first state testing, our first band concert, and our first day of middle school. And our friends, parents, siblings, teachers, and coaches had our backs through it all, and we definitely needed them to. I definitely needed them to. This is why I know that we can embrace the firsts coming toward us without fear. We have powered through so many firsts and lasts together. We can let those memories continue to power us forward to whatever lies ahead. Because of this small school, I was surrounded by people that I have known since I was 5 years old, creating a sense of security that has allowed me to thrive. Because of this small school, I have the courage to try harder and always give my all, even in the face of doubt, pain, and the fear of failure. Because of this small school, I have gained confidence in knowing that I can dedicate myself not only to academics, but also to sports and music at the same time. Because of this small school, I have learned to balance all of the aspects of my life, including schoolwork, extracurriculars, and relationships. Because of this small school, I have been given the opportunity to branch out and test the waters of so many different activities, gaining a plethora of experiences under my belt to take with me moving forward. This is how I know that we can move forward with grace and success. I know that each of us will find our path as long as we take the leap. You have to consider all of the paths to find the right one. Remember how many sports you tried before settling on one. How many clubs, talents, instruments, classes, haircuts, clothing styles, musical tastes, and even prom dresses you tried before settling. I wanted to graduate high school with no regrets, having nothing left behind. So I say to go through life with no regrets. Try anything and everything you want and be bold. Park Ridge has given us the opportunity to do that while growing up, and now we just need to keep that up moving ahead. That is how I know that we will be okay, and that is how I know that we will figure it all out in our own time. We have spent 13 years building this base of who we are, and we have done that together, the class of 2022. We have so much to give to the world, with still so much more to try, with so many more failures and successes coming our way. We have only just begun. We will be relentless in the pursuit of excellence, with the spirit of Park Ridge always at our foundation. We must keep pride in our eyes as we keep our eyes looking up. Park Ridge has offered us our chance to take the leap, and now we must fly. Thank you.
Thank you, Sabrina. I am pleased to introduce to you again the high school and middle school concert band to perform the senior dedication song titled Mr. Blue Sky by Jeff Lynne. Thank you, Mr. Diamiti and the band. Great job. Speaking of great jobs, we have 4 special members of our community who will be retiring this school year. After all their support and dedication, I believe it's appropriate for us to recognize them this evening. Will everyone in attendance tonight please join me in a round of applause to recognize Mrs. Gina McCann, Mrs. Nora Guajardo, Mrs. Kathy Nalesnik, and after 45 years of service to Park Ridge High School, Mrs. Sharon Smith-Raska. The impact they have had on our school is immeasurable, and they will be sorely missed. At this point in our ceremony, it is customary for the 2022 class president to present the key of leadership to the 2023 class president. I ask other senior class president, Ms. Nicole Largy, and our 2023 class president, Ms. Alexis Hellman, please come forward.
It is my honor to present this key to Alexis Hellman, President of the Class of 2023. I have full confidence that she will work with the Class of 2023 and the members of the Student Council to make Park Ridge High School and the community a better place.
On behalf of the Class of 2023, I accept this key of leadership and congratulate the Class of 2022. Best of luck on all your future endeavors. Yay.
Thank you, Nicole and Alexis. Class of 2022, I'd like to begin my remarks this evening by giving my respects to a very simple word. That word is normalcy. Normalcy is defined as a state of being usual, typical, or expected. For most of my life, I had tried to break free of normalcy. I constantly yearned for a challenge, for excitement, and for experiences that were different, out of the ordinary, and unique. Then we were hit with a global pandemic. I can't speak for everyone here, but I can tell you that during the past 2.5 years of the pandemic, I have yearned for nothing more than normalcy. A normal day of work and school, a normal end of the school year, and yes, of course, a normal graduation. Thankfully, as I stand before you here today, I am thrilled to say Park Ridge High School has been well on its way back to normal for the past several months. I've been so excited to plan graduation this year because it would be normal, void of masks, social distancing, and COVID protocols. And then, just as my excitement for a totally normal graduation reached its peak, I looked at the weather report. Class of 2022, I am happy to say that Mother Nature has been kind to us so far, and my streak has not been broken. You see, as I stand before you conducting my 11th graduation ceremony as principal, I am happy to say I have never had to move a ceremony indoors. But when the day comes that my luck runs out, we are not going to let that stop us from making that graduation a memorable one. You see, if there's anything I've learned from the past few years, it's to appreciate the time we are given. Every moment in our lives, no matter how normal and routine, abnormal and exciting, rainy and wet, or warm and sunny, every minute of time is worth appreciating. Class of 2022, this graduation may symbolize the end of your time here at Park Ridge High School, but it is time that defines our lives in long and short segments of the past, present, and future. It defines our personalities, our values, and our priorities. Time is a constant, usually generous, but it is often wasted, abused, and underrated. Time can also be too short, as I'm sure you've all experienced in your lives. So let's examine the value of time with a new perspective. Everyone is given exactly 86,400 seconds a day, not 1 second more, not 1 second less. Time is a crazy thing. You literally can't buy it, order more, you can't produce more, you can't physically keep it piled up or put it in a box for later use. And borrowing more of it from a friend is simply impossible. Everyone reaches the end of the day at the same moment, no matter who we are, no matter what we do, no matter how we try. I guess that's why we're reminded that time waits for no one. Time reminds us to stay focused on what we're doing, to concentrate on the task at hand, and to put forth our very best and to be grateful for the helpful people who surround us. I especially like the quote I once read that says, "We are each given the unique gift of now time to unwrap every single day." That's why it's called the present. A novel notion, don't you agree? So graduates, let's take this present moment in time to thank everyone in the stands, your parents, grandparents, family, and friends. They have been your undying promoters, cheerleaders, safety nets, and clearly your dependable financial sponsors. Let's not forget that. Join me now in a huge round of applause for all of your supporters in attendance tonight. During this ceremony, you will receive a maroon and white marble. That marble is meant to symbolize the time each of you has given to make a positive impact on Park Ridge High School. It also represents the impact you have had on me as your principal. I will never forget you, the class of 2022. You will always hold a special place in my memory. As you come forward to accept your diploma, I ask that each of you place your marble in the leather trunk at the corner of the stage. It is my hope, while I am the principal, to collect a marble from every graduate of Park Ridge High School. They will remind me and all the members of the school community of just how many students took the time to affect the reputation of our great high school. To close this message, I would like to get back to the basic 86,400 seconds we are given each day. Let me leave you with a little advice on how you can make every second count. Always value the time you are given. Be on time and manage time wisely. Take time to think before you speak and think twice before you act. It's a source of strong character and integrity. Take extra time to read, to study, and to travel. It's the foundation of wisdom and success. Take time to live in the moment, since right now is all about you and your accomplishments. And finally, take time to come back and visit. You have all been a very special part of Park Ridge High School in your own unique way. This school will always be your home. Well, in sticking with my theme, I'm getting the signal that my time at the podium is up. Congratulations, class of 2022. It has been my pleasure serving as your principal. Now, I would like to call Dr. Gamper to the podium to make his congratulatory remarks, followed by the presentation of the class of 2022 to the Board of Education President, Mr. David Bradler.
Thank you, Mr. Letterman. And I'd like to take a moment here to thank Mr. Letterman for all of his leadership and his guidance that he comes to work with every day and leads this great high school. So how about a nice round of applause for Mr. Letterman and all that he does? I was also going to compliment Mr. Letterman on his streak of 11 for 11 outdoor graduations, but he beat me to it. But I will say this, I think tonight is probably his gutsiest call. He made this call. He called me at 3 o'clock today. And he said, Dr. Gamper, we're going for it. We're going outside. I looked outside and it was raining out. And I was trying to figure out how I'm going to explain to the Board of Education that we're going to be outside in the rain. Anyway, must be a meteorologist because he did a great job. Speaking of the Board of Education, I would like to thank them for their tireless support of our students and staff. I'm just going to name them real quickly. We have Ms. Natalie Agus, Ms. Deborah Clare, Ms. Erin Camo, Mr. John Parati Jr., Ms. Lauren Sum, our Vice President, Ms. Amara Wagner, and our President, Mr. David Bradler. Thank you for the many hours you volunteer to help us lead this school district. Thank you. I also want to thank Mr. Tashian, the high school supervisors, all of the faculty and staff at the high school. Nights like this would not be possible without your help and guidance during the year. How about a nice round of applause for our faculty? I know tonight all of the graduates are flooded with many memories from the last 13 years. However, I am sure it would be difficult to choose just one memory to define you. It is the collection of all of your trials, tribulations, successes, and failures that have molded and shaped you into the person you are today. Please remember, success is not a destination. It can be found in the quality of the journey. Tonight might be the destination, but it is the last 13 years that makes this ceremony special. Your journeys are the same in many ways and different in others, but it is still the journey that we are celebrating. Congratulations to the class of 2022 on the completion of this segment of your educational careers. Best of luck as you embark on the next chapter of your journey. And always remember, once an owl, always an owl. Congratulations. And without further ado, Mr. Bradler and members of the Board of Education, I hereby recommend that these students who appear before you and have completed the requirements specified by the state of New Jersey and the Park Ridge Board of Education be awarded their diplomas and be considered graduates of Park Ridge High School. It gives me great pleasure to present to you the Park Ridge High School class of 2022.
Thank you, Dr. Gamper. Good evening. On behalf of the Board of Education, I'd like to welcome you all to this year's commencement ceremony. A sincere thank you to Dr. Gamper, Mr. Letterman, Mr. Tashian, their teams, our faculty, staff, coaches, most importantly to the graduates here, their parents, family, and friends. It's an honor to be here tonight to share this with you. As I was sitting here on the stage observing you guys walking in, trying to imagine what you're feeling. I can suspect you're feeling accomplished, confident, joy, relief, and of course, pride. It should go without saying that everyone is proud of all of you, but I want to make sure you're proud of yourselves. You have every right to feel proud, especially what you've endured the last 2 years. It's been quite the experience. The last 2 years, you've had to work through many obstacles and setbacks. You've managed to persevere through self-sacrifice, discipline, determination, and hard work. As you continue your journey, you will at some point find yourself in a challenging situation. Life is full of challenges. It's how we face those challenges that defines our character. Now, it should be quite obvious, everyone here tonight, this senior class is motivated, dedicated. You don't give up, you don't give in. As a matter of fact, you keep moving forward. Now, last line reminds me of a quote, not from a world leader or a historical figure, not that you'd hear from a history teacher, but instead from the movie Rocky Balboa, in which Rocky is given a heartfelt speech to his son, in which he states, I won't do his accent, nothing or nobody is going to hit you as hard as life, but it's not about how hard you're hit. It's how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward, how much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done. I have no doubt that this senior class will keep moving forward. It's that courage of conviction that's going to carry you throughout your life. So look around, take it all in, let it resonate. Part of tonight will always be with you. I wish you only the best this world has to offer. And again, on behalf of the Board of Education, Congratulations, Park Ridge High School, senior class 2022. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Bradler and Dr. Gamper. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the moment you have all come here tonight to witness. Before we begin the presentation of diplomas, I would like to make a couple of announcements. First, out of respect for all of our graduates, and to give each of them their equal moment to shine, we ask that you please hold all of your applause until all graduate names have been called and recognized. The tradition at Park Ridge High School is to have the Educator of the Year award recipient read the names of our graduates. It is with pleasure that we have Mr. Jack DeLisi, the 2022 Park Ridge Educator of the Year, here to read your child's name for the presentation of the diplomas. Mr. DeLisi.
Thank you, Mr. Letterman. Before I read the names, I'd like to take a quick minute to address the class of 2022 and just tell you what a great honor and a privilege it is for me to be the one who gets to share the stage with all of you tonight as you come up to receive your diplomas. I know that I speak for all your teachers when I say that we have loved watching you learn, watching you grow, yes, watching you struggle at times, but also watching you rise up to meet those challenges head on and overcome them and succeed. As you all set out to pursue your dreams, always remember that your family, your relatives, your friends, and all your teachers back home at Park Ridge stand behind and support you always. From a personal perspective, know that even after I announce every one of your names from this stage tonight, I will continue to be saying your names as I will be praying for each one of you. In chapter 29 of a really awesome book that I'm currently reading, there's a great quote that I have often thought about in my life, and I hope you will too. And it goes like this: I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you, not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a very bright future. Plans for your success, plans to give you peace. So claim this promise. Believe in yourselves, have faith. Look forward to the great plans for you with eager anticipation. Continue to learn and grow. Achieve all the success that is promised you. You are all very special. You are loved. You are our future. I believe you will make us all proud of you. Congratulations to the class of 2022. And now, without further ado, here are your class of 2022 graduates. Brianna Michelle Adele. Emma Cameron Agus. Presenting Emma's diploma is her mom, Board of Education member Natalie Agus. Andre Anan Baskapan. Amelie Venezia Bene. O'Shawn Black Jr. Kyle Charles Bratcher. Shay Kaylin Broderick. Kenneth William Brower II. Evan Thomas Burns. Patrick Henry Burns. Isabel Carino Bazan. Alexander Umberto Castelli. Andrew Joseph Christensen. Connor Ray Conkling. Alyssa Ray Della Prida. Ashley Brooke DeGeorge. Sammy Dima. Joseph Christopher DiCarlantonio. Alexandra Michelle D'Amata. Daniel James Drennan. Emma Ferranti. Erica Ferranti. Lauren Ferranti. Alex Junha Feynman. Efren David Gayton. Aiden Christopher Giacomelli. Michael Joseph Gorin. Smriti V. Gounder. Odalis Yvonne Guerrero. Kendall Lily Halton. Connor James Havison. David Anthony Hodgins. Julia Rose Hunt. Timothy Izzo. Ryan Patrick Kennedy. Erin Christine Kiley. Sarah Mihua Kim. Evan Andrew Lalama. Edward John Lapadula III. Nicole Ashley Largy. Sean Anthony Lane Jr. Isabella Maria Lecomte. Esteban Alexandre Leduc. Sean Tazub Lee. Kaylee Elizabeth Levinson. Presenting Kaylee's diploma is former Board of Ed President Joe Bruno. Matthew J. Lister. Lucia Francesca LaFaro. Ryan Matthew Long. Trevor William Ludwig. Anna Marie Lepardo. Daniel Edward Lustig. Ella Mary Madden. Matthew David Manning. Ryan Charles Martell. Sarah Ann Martell. Stephen Clifton Masson. Luke Otto McLaughlin. Ashley Nicole McManus. Ava Eleanor Morgan. Anne-Marie Rose Nitty. Liam Joseph O'Connor. Jennifer Marie O'Leary. Emily Helen Panaji. Nicholas Robert Pantaleo. Ryan Paquette. Natalie Elizabeth Parker. Carrie Ann Perez. Christine Catherine Riches. Grace Ann Rutowski. Jack Richard Rutowski. Kate Elizabeth Rutowski. Rory Ann Saki. Alba Sanchez Flores. Sarah Olivia Santiago. Reagan Isabella Scully. Sabrina Lynn Sheridan. Allison Alexa Suff. Claire Elizabeth Throne. Matthew James Trent. Jasenia Vargas. Marissa Nicole Vetsis. Gianna Marie Viskovich. Nicholas Joseph Viskovich. Elise Kiana Vonderleet. Kwamir Duan Wade. Griffin Elliott Waddell. Anthony Joseph Wagner. Olivia Noel Walter. Caroline Elizabeth Wharton. Shayna Rose Whitehead. Bo Chanel Wills. And Benjamin Hyunsun Yu.
So close. Ladies and gentlemen, the class of 2022. At this time, I ask that everyone stand for the playing of our alma mater. Class of 2022, we now declare you graduates of Park Ridge High School. Please turn your tassels from right to left. Go ahead, let them rip.